Hi guys, so let's work on this room introduction to DevSecOps. And says here, in this lab you will get introduced to the different styles of software development and their evolution throughout the years. It's essential to understand how things have improved over the years and their impact on the security industry, the history behind software development practices and how they've evolved over the years, the importance of this field and the concepts of what makes DevSecOps, DevSecOps culture and as a discipline. DevSecOps Learning Path. This is the first room in the new DevSecOps Learning Path being developed. The new path will cover Introduction to DevSecOps, Secure SDLC, Environments and Tools, Security of the Pipeline, Pipeline Automation, Source Code Security, Automated Code Testing, Dependency Management, CI-CD and Environment Security. It will also include security in the pipeline, the attacking pipeline, exploiting vulnerabilities in the pipeline, defending the pipeline. Infrastructure as code, cloud DevOps, secret management, exploiting Terraform, exploiting Vagrant, and exploiting Docker. So we have DevSecOps or DevOps and New Hope. Since its inception, developer operations has become a significant influence in modern software development, deployment, and operation. But where did the term come from? So the story of DevOps, a long time ago, there were waterfalls in a galaxy far, far away. So we have the waterfall model. This is the name given to how project management was approached back in the day in the 70s. The cycle constituted and relied on a hierarchy where every member had a specific responsibility. For example, system admin worked tirelessly to keep everything running smoothly and afloat. Developers build and add as many features as possible, and finally quality assurance, engineers test the system functionality, ensuring everything works as expected. So we have analysis, the design, the implementation, the testing, and the maintenance. If anything troubles the servers or something needs deployment, system admins will jump on it. If it's a code problem, devs will put out the fire. If there is anything to do with testing functionality and feedback, quality assurance teams will take care of it. But what if there is a flaw, a bug, who fixes it? These situations led to many blame games and passing the baton around the created friction. Things would get backlogged and the symbiosis between teams would end up not working anymore. As the number of customer expectations grew, features and new releases increased. Responsibilities and tasks would end up being an accumulative giant mess. Bugs and security flaws were backlogged, plenty of this unresolved, and more releases scheduled which would not be scalable and messy. Excessive noise pressure led to distrust, communication gaps, and friction between teams. This popular problem-solving strategy and system became a root cause of ineffectiveness in flexibility and communication across teams. So we have here the agile model, the next model that we would want to talk about, with the challenges teams were facing with with the waterfall model. Businesses started developing ways that allowed more flexibility and adaptability. Somewhere in early 2000, the Agile methodology was coined. Soon, a manifesto was released, Agile Manifesto, emphasizing 4 values for Agile development: individuals and interaction over processes and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, responding to change versus following a plan. Companies now value team collaboration and rely on self-organizing teams, focusing on clients and plenty of room for change and flexibility. But something was still missing. So we can see here analyzed, plan, design, build, test, review, and then launch. So we have a DevOps, a New Hope. In 2008, a conversation between Andrew Clay and Patrick DuBois, I'm not sure if that's how it is pronounced, led to something quite revolutionary. While discussing the drawbacks of Agile, DevOps was born. After an event in Belgium the following year called DevOps Days, DevOps became the next buzzword and its popularity increased. DevOps is quite different from the previous methodologies because it focuses on driving cultural change to increase efficiency. It does this by uniting the magic of all teams working on a project. Using integration and automation, with these ingredients you get a cross-integration across all departments. QA plus system admins plus developers. For example, ensuring developers can now be involved in deployment and system admins can now write scripts. QA can figure out how to fix flaws versus constantly testing for functionality. By introducing automation and integration of systems, these engineers can now have the same visibility at all times and interact accordingly. We will dive more into how DevOps does this in the later rooms as we talk about pipelines, automation, continuous integration, and continuous delivery. So this means CI, integration, and delivery. Why is DevOps important? DevOps builds a philosophy that emphasizes building trust and better liaising between developers and other teams, system admins, QA, etc. This helps the organization align technological project to business requirements, increasing the impact and value to the business as project becomes more efficient and prioritized accordingly. Changes rolled out are usually small and reversible, visible to all teams involved. This ensures better contribution and communication that helps with the pace and increased competency when delivering work. In summary, thanks to the advent of DevOps, today's development infrastructure is fully automated and operates on a self-service basis. Developers can provide resources to public clouds without depending on IT to provision infrastructure, which in the past led to weeks, months of delays. Continuous integration and deployment process automatically set up testing, staging, and production environments in the cloud or on premises. They can be decommissioned, scaled, or reconfigured as needed. Infrastructure as code (IAC) is widely used to deploy environments declaratively using tools like Terraform and Vagrant. Organizations can now provision containerized workloads dynamically using automated adaptive processes. The declarative approach requires that users specify the end state of the infrastructure. For example, deploy these machines in a running state directly into an environment, automating the configuration choices throughout the workflow. The software builds it and releases it with no human interaction. The imperative procedural approach takes actions to configure systems in a series of actionable steps. For example, you might declare to deploy a new version of the software and automate a series of steps to get a deployment-ready state. You choose when to apply those changes at the end by adding a gate. This gate could be a button to release the changes, deploy changes button after all the automated checks and new configuration pass. In such a workflow, even a tiny problem could create a mess. Moreover, as the number of new releases increases, the actual case, the whole matter may turn disastrous. Things would surely go out of hand with an issue still unresolved and plenty of features scheduled to be released. So what methodology relies on self-organizing teams that focus on What methodology relies on automation and integration to drive cultural change and unite teams? Cultural change and unite teams. Agile methodology? No? What relies automation and integration? Oh, okay. Nope, that's not it. We want to unite teams. Methodology. DevOps. What traditional approach to project management led to mistrust and poor communication between development teams? Waterfall model. What does DevOps emphasizes? DevOps emphasizes. If we try to look at here, DevOps emphasizes okay, I've been reading through here. I'm not sure if it's going to be self-service basis. Self-service basis. Nope, that's not the correct answer. So let's just read through again. Let me just pause this. Okay, why is DevOps important? Emphasizes building trust and better liaising. So, building trust. And that's the correct answer.